Hey guys, Joebizz34 coming at you again. I promised a special Halloween Michael Myers video for the Halloween season. Happy Halloween, everybody. We're about a week away from it. Just like I said, I'd do the video. Let me just turn the light on here. And my basement's going through an overhaul. There's some more Myers figures over there. It's blurred out, but I'll get to those in a minute. But they're sitting on the base of my new display case that's going to be built right there. But we had to take it down in pieces. There's some other remnants, so you can see the metal frames there. It's from a Hallmark store. My friend got it for me for my birthday. It was my birthday this past weekend. And I was able to move this bookshelf over to the right against the wall there to make space. So that's the base right there, and it's going to be all built up with glass shelves. It's going to look really nice. So I've been preoccupied with other things. My birthday, I've been away. So I haven't done videos. But as promised, here I am for the Halloween video. My favorite time of the year. And let's get started with showing off my Michael Myers collection like I promised. Now this is not just, zeroing in on one particular Myers. This is to honor all of the ones I have. You already know about Beetle Metallies. You know I have that one. I did a separate video on that. And that is a fantastic representation of Myers from part 1, if I can ever zoom it in. Okay, there you go. So you know this beauty, and you know he comes with that cute little pumpkin. And I did get one of those tea lights that has a great fire effect, and just like the real thing. See, and it's real cheap, and there's many different ones. And I might mess with it and make it actually fit inside the pumpkin. I'll try to look at the electronics of it, but boom, there it is. Really cool and really effective. And that's Beetle Metalli's little accessory. That's great. He hollowed it out so you could do stuff like that. It's really cool. I might paint it black so it can blend into the base and everything better, or I might just try to rig it so that it doesn't need the base and just fits right in. We'll see. But either way, it's simple enough. It's cool, effective. So that's Beetle Metalli, and you know, I've already gushed over his figure. Now, this is a figure that I put together myself. This is my figure, well, per se, with other people's parts, of course. I didn't sculpt a head sculpt. Never will attempt a Myers head sculpt. I can tell you that right now, so don't ever ask. But with all the hoopla with everybody else's Myers, and everybody's done a great Myers, this guy kind of snuck in and did a really sweet job on a head sculpt, and didn't get a lot of credit because I don't think too many people knew about him. They've woken up lately, and he's getting more attention lately because people finally, I think, started to catch on to his head sculpt on sideshow forums and stuff. But he goes by the name the Mad Bug, and he did this head sculpt. And the paint job was a little plain. He even admitted himself that he wasn't a great paint job. He didn't do a good paint job on them, but he said his painting is not his specialty. But with a little more shading and a little more work on it, which I did, I repainted it. I added more flesh on the neck. He's got the dot. I can't see it right now. Let me see if I could turn it. He's got the little hanger dot right there, just like everybody else does. There's a little hole for the hanger, if you could see that. And I just added some grays and shading, and just weathered it to kind of bring out the sculpt a little more, because I think the sculpt does a lot more justice to the weathering does a lot more justice to the paint sculpt. It brings the sculpt out very well, and it's a great representation of part 1. So that's the Mad Bug who did the head sculpt, repainted a little bit by me. The coveralls are great. That's done by Mo Productions, and you know him from Sideshow, and he has a YouTube channel too. That Halloween stand I think I actually got from another Myers a while back, so I just kept the stand. The knife, it came from a gentleman on eBay who makes these really cool looking realistic weapons. It's so shiny. Others have gotten these and they know what I'm talking about. He made a limited run. He goes by the name Nitro something. I don't remember his full name, but I'll mention it in another video if I can remember his full name, if I can get that. But he's from New York like me, and we chatted a little bit through eBay. And he made this really cool knife. I mean, it's the best 1/6 knife I've ever seen. And rumor has it he's going to do other weapons as well. He's going to do machetes like from Jason and all that kind of stuff. So I'll keep an eye out on him, and I'll mention him further in the future if I once I get his full name, and I'll let you guys know so you can keep an eye out on that. So the coveralls are a little light. I was considering darkening them. I did darken them a little bit. I did some dyeing on it, like kind of weathering. But honestly, they are accurate in color. The true color is spruce green, as everybody knows. And it is a lighter grayish green color, maybe with a tint of blue in there, but not much. And so it does represent him more in the day scenes. I did weather it. As you can see, I put some, I did some dirt and dusting on there and stuff. And I might darken it some more, but I kind of like the lighter look for him because it is accurate. So I feel like this represents Myers more true to the screen and coloring of like the daylight scenes. Then you have this Myers, that represents 1, but the darker night scenes, because this also has a greenish, this is a darker greenish, bluish color, and it kind of plays tricks on you in the light. But that represents him more on the night scenes and the the darkness, where his coveralls look like darker than average, where this looks more like him in the day scenes. So I got 2 beautiful representations of Part 1, and I'm very happy with them. And this represents Ski Man's. This was done by Ski Man. This is Part 4. I also did a video on him, a separate video on him as well, as you guys know, and he did a great job. There's the custom Halloween 4 stand, and there's his jumpsuit, which is very true to the Part 4 look. And this is a rubber latex mask that comes off. It comes off the head, and there's like a bandage head underneath, which is very cool. If you want to know more about that one, you could look at my video on my channel. I do have a separate video just for him as well. And here's Dr. Loomis. Now, people wonder why, if anybody wonders why I don't ever inquire about getting a Dr. Loomis sculpt, because there's some new guys out there now that are making them that look great. But I have this guy, and this is fantastic. And it's not a new figure. It's a few years old. And I love it. It represents Dr. Loomis perfectly. It looks like Donald Pleasance. I mean, the sculpt is fantastic. It was originally done by Dark Artist. And I've had him for a while. I bought him secondhand. I didn't buy it directly from Dark Artist at the time, because I picked it up maybe about a year or two ago. But for its time, I mean, it still holds up, and it's fantastic. And it looks, to me, I mean, since I do own this one, there's no reason for me to go any further. I mean, there is Dr. Loomis right there. So that's my Part 1 Dr. Loomis, and I'm very happy. There's the stand that goes with it. It says Sam Loomis. It comes with the gun, the suit, the jacket. Everything is beautiful. It's on a dragon body, I think. It's like an older body, but it works. And I have no need for another one. That's to me, that's good enough right there. And the likeness is so great. And Dark Artist is talented, and then he's back, and he's been back doing his thing again lately. So hopefully he'll come up with some new stuff, because he's got a lot of talent there. And then finally we have the Halloween representing of Halloween 2. And I have videos on this guy too. The Warlock by One's Customs and the H281. Somebody did buy the old head sculpts off me from the H281. So I have the new Warlock head on this one. And using the body from the H281. There's the sign that comes with it. And then I have the Blood Tears one that's on the, this is the complete figure that I'm using the Blood Tears head on. They're both Warlock head sculpts, but I'm using 2 different bodies to represent both. And there's the beautiful stand that One's Customs did. As you can see. And I reviewed this in another video too. So I have another video on my channel if you want to hear more about that. I might darken these coveralls just a little bit to match these better. But overall, I'm pretty happy with both of them at this point. And there's a big... that's the old McFarlane or NECA Michael Myers. I actually have this one. And I have that one up there. See, that's the newer one. There you go. That's both NECA. Or one's McFarlane, one's NECA, I believe. And I do have some old... I have this one here. The Blackest Eyes head sculpt by One's Customs. I'm going to be doing a full figure on that too. He sent me one that needs to be dremeled out. I think that was just a boo-boo on his part. So I'm going to use the Dremel and Dremel it out. And eventually I'll build a figure. And that's another great Myers head sculpt. So you can see a lot of people are doing their thing. And I respect all of them. I think everybody captures Myers in a certain way or at a certain point in the film, and I think they all should be applauded, and everybody has opinions, but I love them all. I'm a fan of all of them. This is One's Customs old head sculpt, the shape, and it's a little dated compared to his newer stuff, but it's still a great head sculpt. It still represents One. Look at that. So I'll be selling this one if anybody's interested in this one. So hit me up with this one. I'll give you a good price. So once again, that's the old 78. I did use some epoxy because this was a broken neck adapter to actually attach the neck adapter. So if anybody wants this, hit me up. I'll give you a good price, like I said. And if you have a body that can accommodate this kind of neck adapter, you can just pop it right on. But as you can see, it's still fantastic, and it still holds up. Holds up even to the newer stuff out there. It's great. Okay. So also I'm going to paint. My airbrush is broken. I have to get my airbrush fixed. How do you like that? So I didn't get a chance to paint this yet, but this is done by Silent Surfer, the Judith Myers Tombstone. I think he's still going to make a run of these. It looks great even just by itself. He sent it to me unpainted, so I am going to paint it. I planned to have it ready for the video, but it didn't work out because my airbrush is broke. So I'm gonna paint it up. I'm gonna make the bottom look like it came out of the ground, just like he did. So that'll be a nice little added prop there. So I'll show that in a future video. And now on to the remake stuff, which, you know, I'm not into the remake Myers as much, but here we go. Alright, we got the Hobo Myers, done by One's Customs. Everybody knows this figure. Got the one with the partially ripped face. This is like almost my favorite one here, where it's like before it starts to rip, but it's like really rotted looking in the beginning of the movie, which is really cool. And then, of course, him without the mask at all. That's the one that started it all for One, I think, from offering major figures. Here's One's Customs Remake Myers, and I did promise somebody on YouTube that wanted to check this figure out. He may be interested in buying it, so I don't know if I'm going to sell it or not, but if he wants it, I might work out a deal with him. But that's the Remake Myers done by One, and comes with a little photo in the pocket. See there? Woohoo! Area of the sister, so it's really cool. You can make him hold it in his hand. Nice detail. And then here's two rare figures that I got from my buddy Matt from the store Unmasked in Millburn, New Jersey. He sold me both of these that he had in his store. Very rare figures. This one is Sovereign Studios. I thought this was also Dark Artist, but it's not. It's Dr. Loomis, but it's the remake Dr. Loomis. And I've never seen another one like this. I haven't seen too many of these out there. This is rare. That's Malcolm McDowell as Dr. Loomis from the remake. And then this is the Skate Myers. And this is the one done by, apparently, Elvis 1976 is what I was told. Now, I don't know if he sculpted everything. I know he put together the figure and weathered it and he painted it, but I don't know if he actually did this sculpt. If he didn't, I don't know who did the sculpt. And it is possible he did. He does some sculpting, I guess. So, but it is his figure. He put this together. He painted and weathered everything. So it's another rare figure. I haven't seen too many of these. I don't know if he did more than one of these or just this one off. But it's really cool. And I'm not letting this one go, and I'm not letting the Hobo Myers go, so don't ask. But I may consider selling these two either separately or maybe together as a package. So I have individual prices in mind, but I might offer a combo pack if somebody wants to buy both of them together. You know, that's pretty much it. So I'm more traditional. I like the original Myers more, so these are the guys that, you know, I'm going to stick to. These are never leaving me. And same thing with the Halloween 2. I love the Halloween 2 look. And that's pretty much it. You know, I just wanted to cram in one more thing before I leave. My friend Al, who's also a big Halloween fan, he's been buddy of mine. He's been making his own candles, and I promised him on a YouTube video I would mention these. You can see there's two different flavors right there. He makes out of his house his own soy candles, and he's from Staten Island, New Jersey. And him and his wife started this company. You know, they're not a big operation yet, but they're getting there. And they're called Richmond Candles, and Richmond is the county he lives in. That's how they came up with the name, in Staten Island. And it's all natural soy. And actually, this is pumpkin flavored, so this would be great for the holiday season. It's got that holiday smell. And I promise I'd show it on YouTube on my next video and give him a shout out, because he's been expanding. He's got a website. It's www.richmondcandles.net. And he's also on Facebook. And it's all natural soy, like I said, so you're kind of helping, you know, it's supposedly a safer candle to use. If, see if I can get out of here and get to their website. They have a website. I don't know if you can see, it's very blurry and bright, but there it is. There's their Facebook page. So they have a Facebook page and a website. So you can go on Facebook and you can like them. They're known on there as Richmond Candles. And I believe this jar is like, I think this goes for like $8, and he has a bigger one for $12. And if you order more than one, he does free shipping, and he also gives you these free sample candles for free that he'll add with it. If you order more than one, or if you order one, he'll send these with it, little tea candles, so you can sample other scents that he has, and it's all natural stuff. So it's pretty cool. So there you go, Al. Hope you. He actually has a store that he said, I believe in the Midwest somewhere, that actually is going to offer to carry his candles in their store. So, you know, he might be a full-blown company in one day. Who knows? But anyway, I just wanted to give him a quick shout-out for that. So that's it. Till next time, happy Halloween, everybody. Joebizz34, signing out. Peace out, guys.